Hello, welcome to Silver Wheel Tarot. My name is April. Today I am going to be doing a Celtic Cross reading. This one's going to be for the singles out there. We're going to go ahead and do a what is next in love for singles. So let's go ahead and shuffle. I am using the Light Seers Tarot. And the version of the Celtic Cross that I use is the original A.E. Waite's version of the Celtic Cross from the book The Pictorial Key to the Tarot. And so I do use significator cards with this spread. And so I've gone ahead and chosen the Lover's card for this reading, since it is a love reading. Let's go ahead and give it a shuffle and see what we get. All right, so the first card we are pulling is the current influence. I actually split the deck and pull off the top. So the current influence, we have Two of Swords. Okay. Very much an internal energy of frustration is what I'm getting. Okay, what crosses it? This is the opposing forces, basically the conflicts. King of Wands. So with this opposing energy here, this is a combination of both your energy and the energy of the influences present and around you. So I'm not quite sure yet what this frustration is coming from, because this is an external influence, but it's got a very internal frustration feel to it. So it's kind of got a dual nature feeling to it, though it is an influence. So I have a feeling that this influence is affecting you internally. And that's why we've got two of the ravens or crows there, with the blindfold on as well. But the combined energy is King of Wands. So in the version of the Celtic Cross that I use, the court cards all represent either a person or aspects of yourself. And this is a combined energy. So I feel like this is your energy, very strong, very dominant or domineering is the energy that is coming to mind here, but not really in a negative way, more of such as maybe it's a little misunderstood. So you might be coming across as very bold, and so you can see the lion in the background, and so whoever you are thinking about getting into a relationship with is a little unsure and off in the distance. So there is this sense of them not being sure of approaching. They might be a little bit intimidated by your boldness. That is what I'm getting from this. That is the kind of the opposition, the feeling that we're getting for this whole spread. And so that actually kind of clarifies better this influence, this external influence. There is some sort of frustration around that. I'm getting a sense of like maybe you're really trying to impress, and so it may not be perceived the way that you're intending it to be perceived, and this is just causing some frustration. Okay, So with that, let's go ahead and move on. The next card is basically your goals. I'm trying to figure out how this card fits in, to be honest, because I doubt that your goal is to have a broken heart. It's not. So I'm just going to need to tap in a little bit more here and figure out what this card is trying to say to us here. I get the feeling of wanting to like escape a trap of some sort is the energy that I'm getting off of this card. A trap of what? I'm not quite sure yet. So let's keep reading. Sometimes some of the cards get more clear as more cards are laid down. Okay, and this is also you. This is your foundation, where you're coming from in the past. Queen of Cups. Beautiful. Very well balanced. Very visionary energy here. Okay, so this is starting to come together. So I get a sense that you have spent a lot of time working on yourself, really getting a vision for what you want in the future. And what you want is not the hurts and pains of the past. I feel like you've been through it and you don't want this anymore at all. You want out of that trap, and you have spent a considerable amount of time working on yourself and your confidence and security in who you are and what you want in life before stepping back out to, try and go for it again, but from a much healthier, balanced perspective. So that could be why there is this frustration here, this external influence that's really kind of troubling inside, because you've got this sense of confidence and boldness, which is beautiful, but it may be being perceived in a way by others, whoever you are interested in or whoever is interested in you, is just not sure, because they have insecurities, also. Everyone has their strengths and their insecurities. So let's see if the cards can give us some clue going forward here, where that's going to go. Okay, so this is behind or in the past position of influences. We have a Queen of Pentacles. Very good, very grounded, very secure energy. But this is also, it feels like a motherly energy. And like I said, the way that I read the Celtic Cross, the version that I use, specifically the court cards represent people or aspects of yourself or aspects of other people. And I feel like this external influence was maybe a motherly figure or a really close, dear friend who had some influence on you. I feel like it's very grounded, secure influence, very good advice perhaps, which may have led you to going inwards. Okay, so let's see what's in the future of influences, near future. Ooh, Magician, that's fantastic. Okay, so I see that these frustrations that are present, very clearly there is frustration. You've done a lot of work, you've experienced pain in the past, you are ready to go at it again, but perhaps your boldness is being is a little intimidating or being misperceived, and there's some frustration there. Okay, that's what we're getting so far here. But I'm getting with this Magician card that you are taking that to heart, that this is something that is only going to make you stronger and better and really strengthen the relationships that you have in the future with others, and especially any close one-on-one relationship like what we're reading for here, because this is a willingness to change on a very deep level. We're talking about internal personal change. You're looking at the circumstances and you are saying, here is the reality of it, and here is who I want to be, and these are the changes that need to be made in order to do that. And you have already been doing the internal work, but it's just maybe once you stepped back out there, it wasn't met. You weren't met with what you were anticipating it being met with because of the amount of internal work you've done. But the influence we have here on you is that this is only going to make you stronger, because it's going to help you kind of fine tune and kind of reshift just a little bit to really figure out what you need. Because now is a time, what I'm getting here is you did the internal work on yourself, but when you step out into having relationships with others, there are two people involved. There is a give and a take and a balance, and sometimes things have to shift and change a little bit, and you are more than willing to do your part in that, and that's going to have a very positive influence on the outcome here. Okay, so the next card we have is you. Essentially, this is you. That's beautiful. So you couldn't get a better card than that. Sun card. You are in a really positive place, even if there are frustrations present, or things that are kind of, they might not even be frustrations for some of you. This could just feel like you're willing to go step out again and you're tripping over your own feet or something, right? It's nothing really huge or major. It's just tiny tweaks and adjustments, considering what someone else might be perceiving what you're saying or doing. And it's just because you don't know each other yet very well, and so the thing here is just to kind of make slight changes, and you're coming at this from a very positive, very good, very blessed space here. Okay, let's take a look at the emotions. This is the external influences. Page of Wands. Another court card here. This other person is very full of life, very outgoing, very creative, kind of a free spirit I'm getting. And so emotionally, it brings a very positive energy here. But the energies are different between the two of you just a little bit. Compatible for sure, but just different. And so I'm getting that this this exuberance that this other person has, the feeling I'm getting from this, looking at this King of Wands as well, which is also very Wands energy. I'm trying to put it into words for you. It's this sense of them not wanting to feel trapped either, if that makes sense. You're very bold, you're very confident, very secure in yourself and who you are. And it's almost like there is this fear present of wondering if there's going to be enough flexibility in that confidence, right? To allow space for them to still have that creativity and freedom that they have. So emotionally, it's like they want to come in, but they also don't want to feel pinned down by a relationship either. So this also might not have anything to do with you, now that I'm looking this as well. It could be based on their past experiences, which again leads back to that Two of Swords, that frustration, that external energy that is frustration that is affecting internally. And with the Two of Swords, this could be something that you have dealt with in the past that you have healed from and that they are still working on. And so they're keeping their distance a little bit. Okay. And so emotionally, from your perspective, hopes and fears, we have the Hanged Man again, a major arcana card. Very much soul-searching, in-depth, deep work here, doing the work, looking at things from a different perspective. You are really, really opening up here. I'm seeing this as very optimistic, as your hopes are that in viewing things from a different perspective and the willingness to change and shift and adjust as needed, to go from being a single person to being a pair, a couple, a relationship that requires a little give and take and, you know, input from both parties, that that there is going to be a common ground found here. It's very hopeful energy. All right, well, let's see, because there's clearly somebody here, whether you know it or not. But let's see what the final outcome is going to be. Six of Cups. So what I'm getting from this is maybe approach this other person from more of a standpoint of a friendship at first that can grow into more. That perhaps with what the other person is going through, that they need to make a little bit more of a connection, get to know you better, and understand that there is loyalty and trust within the relationship to build that. This may be something that they don't give away very easily from past hurts, that it has to be built up over time. So if you are willing to take it a little bit slower and build that bond between the two of you before wanting to dive in head first faster, then it's going to work out a lot better for you in the long run, because I'm just getting a sense of trust issues, and all that's needed to resolve that is to simply get to know each other better, to have that sense of loyalty and companionship in order to build that bond up enough where everybody feels confident that they are still going to have their freedom, and that their uniqueness is going to be able to shine through regardless of the fact that you are in a relationship. So very positive outcome, but definitely the cards are advising come at it at first from more of a friendship angle. Angle's probably the wrong word. It's just an approach, right? Be willing to say, hey, let's just go out for coffee, let's hang out, let's see if we get along as people in general, and see where it goes from there. Essentially, no pressure. Yeah, and that's what I have for you. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll see you all next time.